Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. I am excited for today's chat because I am a big fan of studying marketing techniques and how brands get you to buy crap that you don't need. What? What's wrong?
Sorry.
John's over there waving his arms. Like, what? We need to get you like a microphone or something because this is. He's over there doing this. I don't know what the heck's happening.
I sprayed my scent perfume.
Oh, he's spraying cologne over there. What he's doing. This is not good for an ADHD adult here. All right. So anyway, I'm a big fan of what I was trying to say was that I'm a big fan of figuring out marketing techniques and figuring out how brands try to trick you into buying crap that you don't need. And this past episode of What's Been Makeup, there were a couple of celebrity brands that were talked about: the new Scarlett Johansson skincare line and also the new Gwen Stefani makeup line. There's also a marketing strategy that Mally Beauty is using right now that I find a little bit weird. But the thing is I kind of feel like sometimes I'm a little bit hard on brands and I forget that that's kind of their job. Is to market to us, to try to trick us into buying stuff we don't need, to try to trick us into buying their product. Well, I guess it isn't always like that though, because what if they do have something you need, right? Because we do need stuff. So really, I just wanted to talk about that topic and like, where is the line? Where is the line between when a brand is trying to get us to buy something we actually need versus trying to manipulate us into buying extra things that we don't need? So I have a couple of examples that I kind of collected, just two examples, and we'll also talk about some other examples that I just know off the top of my head and kind of talk about where that line is when it comes to marketing for cosmetics, because our money is so important. We've talked about this many times that, spending our money on things that are truly valuable to us is so important, especially these days. So I think that it's an important topic to talk about, and I'm interested to hear what you all have to say. But before we get into it, I do want to quickly say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, also known as people that are here in live chat. I do believe that they are right over there for you. If you are watching this on the replay, thank you for coming back, and you're participating in the comment section down below. So let me go ahead and say hello very quickly to the people that got in first. So it looks like Catherine is here. Hello, hello. Volleyball game was good. They won. Yay! It was their first win of the season. They won. John did good. It was my son had a volleyball game this morning, and went very well. Thank you for asking. Hi, Andrea. Good afternoon. Good evening to you. Hello, Thriving and Beyond. Ms. Leslie, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, Mary, they won. And Mary, I did respond to your comment about my old Facebook group that I'm not associated with anymore. I think you had commented under live chat from last week, or I don't know, I forget. But anyway, I did respond to you that I don't know. I don't know if you saw it or not, though, but I don't know. I don't even know if that group still exists. So, yeah, I wanted to let you know I did respond to you, though. Hello, Michelle. So good to see you. Hello to the redder the better. Hi, Jen. Jen, I think this is the first time I'm early and able to watch live. Well, welcome. I am the supernova in the sky. Hello. It's so good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you. Bama Chick, good to see you. Hello, Monica. Oh, Monique, sorry. I was on a Monica kick. I was looking at something else. Monique, hello. Monique, not Monica yet. We'll run into Monica later, I'm sure. Hi, Megan. Good to see you. And hello to Molly. And if I did not say hello to you, thank you so much for being here. All right. So first thing that I was going to, here we go. This is interesting. So technically, Tracy says when brands use words that don't mean anything to trick us into buying clean, medical grade, or some of the worst offenders. Yeah, when they say dermatologist approved, it's like, which one? You got a friend in dermatology, like you never know. You never know which dermatologist because it's not a regulated term. But yes, absolutely. So I wanted to talk to you. The thing that really brought this to my mind was a story that didn't make it into What's Been Makeup about Mally Beauty. And I wanted to show it to you. So here's the article. It's in Forbes. Mally reimagines beauty brand with maxed up makeup mantra. Okay, so Mally Beauty's been around forever. If you don't know Mally Beauty, they've been around a really long time. I remember Emily Noel 83 talking about Mally Beauty a lot. I don't know if she still does or not, but yeah, I've bought things from Mally. I found their stuff to be okay. Some stuff better than others, but nothing that ever really blew me away and was like, yes. But they have this new marketing technique because Mally has really, I feel like, been talked about less in our space. Maybe they are talked about more in other circles, but in our space, I feel like they're talked about a lot less. So here's part of the article from Forbes. Makeup, in case you're listening, I'm going to read it out loud to you. I know people watching, a lot of you can read. Sometimes one time somebody told me that they were insulted that I was reading it out loud because I should know that they know how to read. So I just want to explain, just in case I don't want anybody to take it personally. But in case you're just listening, here's what it says. Makeup artist and beauty founder Mally Roncal is welcoming a new era of beauty that sidesteps the no makeup trend. The brand's new maxed up makeup mantra is encouraging consumers to wear full glam makeup, whatever the situation. As part of a new campaign, Life is Better with Makeup, women are depicted at a spin class, stuck in traffic, and even giving birth in a full face of makeup. Mally Beauty said that the initiative is intended to give consumers confidence, lift their mood, and can be seen as a form of self-care. On the back of the introduction, Roncal has released its new limited edition maxed up makeup kit, complete with 6 of the brand's best-selling products: its Pore Face Defender, the Plush Pen Concealer, Ever Color Shadow Stick, and More is More Mascara. The product retails for $95 USD. So I think it just hit me weird, but I do see why they may be hitting a market that isn't necessarily catered to all the time, at least now. I feel like back when Mally was huge, we had in our space, because that's all I can speak to is the circles that I've been in, there was a big celebration of full coverage foundation, cut creases, big, huge wings, lots of glitter, big false lashes, overlined lips. All of that was very celebrated. And now I feel like it's more of the no makeup trend. And maybe Mally is going and saying, you know what? There are still people out there. There are still people out there that love a full face of makeup. And those are the people we want to hit. Those are the people we want to market to. And that's why they're going that direction. What's up?
People that go full beat when they're giving birth?
Yes. And I've seen that.
I'm so cringing so hard.
People going full beat when they're giving birth. I've seen pictures of people this is the thing though, is that sometimes when you're about to give birth, having 2 children of my own, you don't know when it's going to happen. So you may have already put on a full face, and then the next thing you know, you're in the hospital. So it's possible. Like when my water broke with John, I was at the public library with my oldest, and they were 3 at the time, and I just felt like something was about to happen, and it was one of those things where it wasn't a big thing. Thank God it did not explode in the library, but there was definitely something going on. I don't want to get graphic, but I did not happen to not have makeup on that day. But if I had had a full beat on, I would have given birth with a full beat of makeup on. So, John, I see your comment. I'm cringing so hard at that Mally Beauty-ish. Yeah. So Max says, so basically selling old products in new packaging. That's kind of what it seems like in a new bundle. Am I mad at Mally for this kind of marketing? No, I think that there's a hole in that marketing right now, but I think it's because the trends have changed. So I feel like maybe they're capitalizing on people that still really love that full beat, that haven't gone with the change in popular trend. And that's not to say that the full beat isn't beautiful and all of that. It's just the trends have changed, and then individual people can choose to go with the trend or not. It's up to you. But I think it's an interesting marketing technique. But am I going to buy, even if I was all about the full beat? Would that convince me to buy? Probably not. That's just me personally, but I would love to know what you all think. All right, I saw something really funny and then I lost it. Andrea loves a full beat. Michelle says, I'm 37 weeks pregnant and there's no way makeup is on my mind for my hospital bag. There's so many other things to worry about. I could see though, like some people finding a makeup a calming activity. And if they wanted something calming to do, maybe doing their makeup would be something they would enjoy. So I don't know. Yeah, Aero Scorpion says working on giving birth and makeup sounds like torture on top of more torture. I just feel like it would. I'd be so self-conscious of it running and dripping and getting everywhere, especially like a full coverage foundation that may transfer. And when you're at the gym, you're sweating and you've probably got a towel and you're wiping. Like it just doesn't seem functional to me. Like I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong because I'm not doing it right. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. Taylor says, well, people do wear a lot more makeup than they did before, especially since microblading brows and lash extensions are so popular, it's easier. Wait a minute. People do wear a lot more makeup than they did before, especially since microblading brows and lash extensions are so popular, it's easier. So you're saying because people are getting microblading and lash extensions, they're wearing more makeup? That's an interesting perspective. Because I would think it would make them wear less makeup because their brows are permanently done and they have their extensions on and everything. You don't need mascara. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Speaking of Monica, hi, Monica. I know we'd find you eventually because you're awesome. All right. Kaylee Ann says, I'm not wearing glam makeup to spin class, but nice try. Yeah. And I guess, you got to find your audience somewhere. And I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about the next clip that I wanted to show you. This is about the Outset by Scarlett Johansson. And I called it a mushy, mushy, mushamosh or something like that. And what's up with makeup today? Because essentially, well, let me show it to you. So here we go. So this is the quote. I tried to find the article right before I went live, but I was already running a little late, and I forgot to write down where I found this. So after live chat, I will re-find it and I will put it in the video description. So this says, this is Scarlett Johansson talking. I've been the face of several luxury brands throughout my career, and all of those experiences were really wonderful. Johansson wrote in a post referencing her years with L'Oreal, Louis Vuitton, Dolce & Gabbana, and others. But how do I put this? I guess I always felt like I was playing a character in those campaigns. And as I evolved, I wanted to create and represent a brand that was true to me. Using the hashtag the start of you, Johansson's preview of the Outset suggests a product line centered on eco-friendly and plant-based ingredients. So what I'm getting out of this is that maybe she had a good experience, but she was advertising products that she wouldn't necessarily use, that she was getting paid for a gig, which there's nothing wrong with. But she wasn't necessarily feeling in her heart that this is something that she maybe wouldn't use, or maybe she didn't believe in 100%, and was just kind of a paycheck is what it sounds like. And then creating her own line allowed her to create something that was more her. So this is the second part. I created this brand to elevate clean, essential skincare. Clean makeup. She tells Allure, this will be a brand for everyone who wants their skin to look its best with minimal effort. And this is the thing, is that I don't feel like the products, at least the ones that I saw, didn't seem like it was a minimal effort kind of product line. It was just the standard things that you release. There's an eye cream and a moisturizer and, a cleanser and all of that. Like, I didn't see anything that was like maybe doing double duty. Like maybe it was a makeup remover and a cleanser, so you only have to do one step. Or maybe it's a toner and a serum in one, or something like that. Or it's got retinol in the moisturizer, so you don't have to use a retinol serum because it's gonna, you only have to use one product instead of two. But it doesn't seem like that. Maybe I just didn't get it, but it didn't seem like that. It seemed like it was just a regular line of products. So I thought it was kind of weird. So she's trying to hit on people that want a minimal effort skincare routine, something that's very easy, that you don't need to do a lot of steps. But it seemed like there were a normal amount of steps, that every brand puts out. So I don't know. It just didn't seem to match for me. I don't know. What do you all think? Oh, I got to scroll down a lot. Y'all have lots to say. Yay. Oh, that Taylor's clarifying what she was saying earlier. True. I was thinking that it would save time by drawing on brows and applying false lashes. Yes, I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Yeah, Beatrice says, nowadays I just wear eyeshadow, a little concealer, mascara, and lipstick, no foundation. I've been doing that more lately too, just wearing a lot less, unless I'm filming. If I'm filming, I do the whole thing. But if I'm not filming, I find myself a lot of times just putting on maybe eyeshadow primer, sometimes not, depending on what I'm using, and then just put one color all over my lids, put on a little bit of blush, a little bit of lipstick, and I'm done. Like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Sometimes it's just a lip gloss. And eyeliner and mascara. Usually I put on eyeliner and mascara. It's like one eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, blush, lipstick. That's still a lot of things. But it's a lot less than I do when I get ready to film. So Nicole says Emily Noel had a video about the makeup she wore giving birth to her youngest. She's so down to earth that one can believe she did it to feel better, maybe even self-soothe. I can totally see that. Totally see that. I feel like I'm way behind again. Yeah, this is interesting. Francesca Lilly says, why did she need a skincare brand of her own? Why not become a face or ambassador of a brand you like or collab? A new brand, it's hard to keep such attention compared to the competition. Yeah. And I feel like this is the thing with skincare marketing is that like all of the things have kind of I feel like they've been done. Maybe they haven't been, but I feel like they've been done in that we know what ingredients do what at this point, and we know what kinds of products work well for us for our skincare routine. A lot of people do. And if they don't, once they find something, usually a lot of people that aren't in like the skincare space will find a product that works and then just continue to use that product forever because they're not collectors. They're not trying to try this and this and this and this and that. Um, and there's only so many ways you can make a moisturizer and have it be functional. It's like you can make a moisturizer that has retinol in it. You can make a moisturizer that has vitamin C in it. You can make a moisturizer that has more humectants to pull water into your skin or more occlusives to lock in hydration. But there's like a finite number of things, it seems, that you can do with a moisturizer that makes sense, that are not marketing things that don't make sense. So like the blue light technology, I think it was a good idea. I do. In theory, I think the blue light thing, I think Reflect was a great idea in theory. If the science had backed it up, Reflect would have done very well, in my opinion. I think Reflect was so smart to try to market to somebody different. Like a different market. We're marketing to gamers who sit in front of their screens all day. It was freaking genius. Unfortunately, the marketing does not hold up to the science. And that's why we keep having the same products over and over and over again, pushed by brands saying that they're new and different to try to make them stand out when really it's just the same thing in a different container over and over and over again. And it's like, what is going to make that brand differentiate to make us choose this moisturizer with hyaluronic acid versus this moisturizer with hyaluronic acid? You know what I mean? Like, how do we pick? And part of it is celebrity that we like marketing the same moisturizer as this one over here. Part of it is packaging, like I like the way it looks on my counter, or some people really like the fragrance of something. That's why I rebought my Fenty skin moisturizer. I will tell you, the one that has SPF in it. I love the scent of it. I do. I know fragrance is probably not the best thing. I've heard people back and forth about fragrance, whether it's, not that big of a deal, whether it is, going to hurt your skin over the long term. But I really like it. So I repurchased it, and it was because I like the packaging and I like the scent of it. Rihanna's pretty cool too. That's another reason. But yeah. Ms. Joe Best says, barf, another celeb brand. I know, right? Ageless Beauty says, not interested in ScarJo skincare line. I'm good with my Cosrx and Glow recipe. And I think a lot of us, at least in this space, have kind of decided what we like at this point. Scrolling down quite a bit. Yeah. Girly Girl says, I think a lot of these celebrities miss the boat on having a makeup skincare brand. It's just so incredibly oversaturated at this point. There's so much of it. And like I was saying, there's only so much you can do. And I feel like in the makeup space, it's similar, that we've kind of done all of the things. Like how do we do something different? I don't know. I don't know. Like do you remember when they started doing, I think Benefit came out with one where it was a brush and it was an eyeshadow palette like this and it had different colors in it. And when you dip the brush in, you were supposed to go like this on your eye and it was supposed to just apply your eyeshadow in one swipe and it didn't work. But it was a cool idea. If it had actually worked, it would have been really cool. But it didn't work. So, I mean, we need more things like that are actually different. And I think that's why we're getting so much marketing of, collaborations with, Play-Doh, with, with Hip Dot and collaborations with Star Wars, with ColourPop and all of that, because they have to have something that makes you want to buy it beyond what the actual product does. Because the actual product, it's like you already have that most likely. If you're attracted to it and you've been in the space for a while, you probably has to have something similar at this point. Unless you're newer to the space, newer to collecting makeup and all of that. Or, maybe you saw something years ago and you didn't buy it because it wasn't in your budget or whatever. And now this is something that's in your budget and that's happening now. Maybe that would be, a reason to get it. But yeah, this is interesting. Lynn says there are a product on YouTube that it could be a blush, powder, eyeshadow, or concealer, a three-in-one kind of thing. Yeah, I think that multi-use products is kind of a double-edged thing when it comes to marketing because it's cool to have something that can be a highlighter and an eyeshadow and a lipstick all in one. If you like shiny lipsticks, I guess, or a blush, eyeshadow, lipstick all in one. But then you have just one, your customers are just buying one product instead of three from you. So you're cutting your profits down. So I can see that perspective too. But there really aren't a ton of products like that. I've definitely seen products like that where it's like multi-use. And I think that's where, when we were talking about how we're going to see more skincare coming into the makeup space, where they're going to have foundations that are also claiming to be skincare. We're going to have skincare that's also claiming to be makeup. By the way, I made a mistake today with the First Aid beauty product in What's Up in Makeup. It's not an SPF. And also, it has been out for a while. It's only new to Ulta. So when I do the Ulta report, when I do like Ulta and Sephora, I look and see what they say is new. And if I've never seen it before, then I typically just put it in. But if it's something that I'm not sure, I'll look up on YouTube and see if there's reviews for it. But I swear I didn't remember ever seeing that product before. So that was my bad. The First Aid Beauty face primer slash moisturizer thing, because I messed up two things. No SPF in it, like I said. And then it isn't a brand new product. It's just new to Ulta. So just wanted to clarify that. But yeah, so we're seeing more companies come out with these hybrid products in order to market them. But when it comes down to it, really and truly, in my personal opinion, from things that I've used, I would much rather have a separate skincare and makeup routine because I feel like with a foundation with skincare in it, for example, how much of that skincare is going to be able to get into the skin? Because the foundation most likely is going to have silicones and things like that in it. And depending on how it's formulated, the silicones might block some of the skincare from getting into the skin. So would it be better to just put on a moisturizer first and then put the foundation over top? For me, yes, that's my jam. That's what I like to do. It feels like it's going to be better. Do I have scientific proof of that? Absolutely not. It's all in my head. It's all what I think. Yes. Casey says we need to do things that aren't gimmicks, LOL. But how do we think of those things? How do brands think of those things without us like how do they think of something new? Like really and truly. And I think that's why people were freaking out over like the weird random brand collabs the different companies were having, like Hip Dot, for example. They've had a ton of them with like Monopoly and Play-Doh and My Chemical Romance and like all kinds of stuff happening over there. But it sells. It sells because it gives customers something different. But I think as consumers, one thing, that I know I want to be mindful of is really truly thinking about it and being like, first of all, for me personally, am I going to put this on the channel? Yes or no? If I'm not going to put it on the channel, do I truly need it? Is it something that is going to enhance my life in one way or another? So that I don't buy things that I don't need. I don't think it's a brand's responsibility to not market crap to me when it comes down to, well, that's not true. Because if it's really crap and they're telling me that it's something that it isn't, then that's a problem. But it's like, I can't count on brands to be looking out for me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I can't count on brands to look out for the consumer and what's best for the consumer in their purchasing habits. Their job is just to sell you stuff. And I think that brands are really good at tricking you into thinking that they're your best bud through like the memes they post on on Instagram. Who else is having coffee on a Saturday morning? Like whatever. Wake up and make up. Like, they make you feel like they build brand loyalty in that way and make you kind of feel like they're your friend when they're not your friend. It's just a company. It's just a company. So Patrick says, why so much toxic positivity? Big deal if you don't want someone's product. Don't buy it. Doesn't mean you have to crap on it. Too often when brands do new things, people say it's gimmicky. And I am so guilty of that. And I agree with you. And this chat is kind of a check for myself too. Because I do think that I am too hard on brands sometimes when it comes to their marketing. I forget that that's their job, is to market to me. So if I think the marketing is lame, like then I should do what Patrick says and just not freaking buy it, man. Like if I don't want it, I don't have to buy it. If people agree with me, they don't have to buy it either, right? I mean, things can be gimmicky and be useless also. Like, okay, so for example, in Favorites and Fails Countdown, the Harry Styles Pleasing serum / face primer thing, that stuff was completely and totally useless. I bought it because Harry Styles. I bought it because Harry Styles, and I also bought it because I thought that it looked cool. That's why I bought it. And I didn't buy it. This is what I should have done, is I should have looked at the ingredient list and kind of said, hey, is this something that's going to add joy to my life? And then I probably would have decided no. Because I looked at the ingredients list after I bought it and I was like, why did I buy this? Why did I do that? I do not know. The other thing I bought recently, which I kind of feel stupid for buying, is the whole Glamlight chocolate collection, the Hershey's collection. I bought the whole thing, the whole collection. It's not here yet, and I was planning on doing a full review on it, but it's been like 2 weeks. And it's like, is anybody going to watch a full review of the Glamlight Hershey collection? Like, really, at this point? I don't think anybody's going to watch it. Like, I mean, maybe some people would watch it. I don't think it would get 0 views. But it's like, why did I buy that? I bought it because it's chocolate. Because I happen to love going to Hershey Park in the summer. And because I like chocolate. And because the lipsticks are supposed to smell like chocolate. And the lip glosses or whatever. It's stupid. I shouldn't have bought it. It was a dumb choice. I think also it was because I thought it was going to ship a little faster than it did, but it's my fault. Yes. Jen says, I'm so over the random brand collabs, i.e. the Oscar Mayer mask. I have Oscar Mayer masks upstairs. I bought some. I wasn't sure how I was going to fit it into my content, but I bought some. I bought more than one so that I could give one away. So, and I figured John would want one for his channel too. So he has one as well. But all right, I just noticed that it is 5:30, so it is time to take our little bit of Angelica, Eliza. All right, so and Penny. Sorry. Hey, Angelica, it's so good to see you. The Hershey's collection is pre-sale, it says on the site. But how's it pre-sale if I already bought it and it shipped? I'm confused.
Somebody asked where your sweater is from in the opening.
I got the sweater from Wantable. I got a Wantable box after I'm going to the Glamlight website.
You did say Penny.
Peggy. And Peggy. I don't know why I said Penny. Let's see. So it says, yes, it says Hershey Kisses and Glamlight full collection is now live. Please note any orders containing Hershey's Kisses X Glamlight products will have an extended processing time of 4 to 6 weeks, no exceptions. So that's a thing, but it is all there except for the Hershey Kisses and Glamlight makeup sponge by itself is sold out. But the full collection is there. So maybe it is worth reviewing. What do you think, Angelica? Do you think I should review it? If you think I should review it, maybe I will. Did you buy it? I don't know. Afra says, I would like to see the Hershey's collection to see the quality. Well, maybe I'll still review it. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where I am so in the everything needs to happen right this minute kind of thing. All right, I got distracted. Let me talk to you about what's on my face real quick. All right. So on my eyes today, I had fun today using a bunch of random stuff. So this is the Sydney Grace shade in, oh, the sticker came off, I think. Oh, darn. There used to be a sticker on here that said what shade this was. I'll swatch it for you, though, and maybe you'll know what shade it is. I bet you the people at Sydney Grace could tell me what it is, but I'll swatch it real quick. I got way too much on my finger, but this is what's all over my lid. Look at that. Like, for real, these things are freaking amazing. Like, I just want to paint my whole hand. Yes. Bathe in it. I feel like the Tin Man when I do that. It's like I could just cover myself in that. That would be great for like editorial looks and like people that do actual makeup art, which is not me. But that's what I have all over my lid. And then in the inner corner, I had fun with this. This is the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames. And this is in, I don't know what shade it is. It just says Twin Flames on it. But I know that it actually has a name. But I don't know what it is because it's not on there. And this is fun. So I just dotted that in my inner corner. You can totally see that in my inner corner. And that is fun. I'm deciding I don't like this as much all over my lid, but I really like it as like an accent color. I did want to mention this was sent to, those were purchased. This was sent to me by Milani. This mascara is freaking fabulous. This is their highly rated anti-gravity mascara. I don't know if you can see. I can't see if you can see because I can't look at the monitor or the thing while I'm doing that. But it's a really nice mascara. I really like that a lot. And then, oh, I also use, this is a Linda Hallberg Gray Core eyeliner thingy. So that I just put like right there. And then on my lower lash line that's white is the shade White by JD Glow. And it looks like this. On my cheeks today, that was, all the stuff is purchased except for the Milani. This was PR though. This is the Kaleidos blush, the one that looks kind of like a bronzer from their new collection. Loving that. And then on my lips, I have a mixture of these two here. So this is BK Beauty's Kindness and Rare Beauty's Appreciate. Isn't that a nice combo? Kindness plus Appreciate is what is on my lips today. And it was fun. I had fun doing my makeup today. I really did. Sometimes it's fun to break away from the eyeshadow palettes and just use singly stuff, which I like a lot. Every once in a while, I get in the palette rut where I just grab a palette and just use the palette. Yeah, you guys are telling me. Peggy, I know. I said it wrong. I'm sorry. You're right. And Peggy, not Penny. And Peggy. I just got 2 Funko Pops. They're upstairs. I got Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, the Walmart exclusive one because he's cooler. He's got his blue coat on and I like it. Oh, everybody's saying they want to see it. Okay, well, I'll review it then. Oh, Annette is here. Hi, Annette. Okay, all right. I'll review it. I'll do it. I'll do it as soon as I get it. It should be here soon. So, hey, good to see you. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess I will review it. Angie says I broke my no-buy to get the ColourPop Vader palette, and no, I'm not sorry. It's a cool color story. I really like it. All right, I got to scroll up a little bit. So we can keep talking about brand marketing. Oh, I wanted to talk about the Gwen Stefani thing. So I wasn't able to capture it on this computer because this is a different computer than I edit on. But the Gwen Stefani thing where she was saying she made the line for the people. We talked about it in What's Up in Makeup today, how Gwen Stefani was like, you know, I don't need to work. I've done all of the work. I can just sit back and relax, but I wanted to create something for the people. I'm paraphrasing, of course, and was like, Like, do you have any idea how oversaturated the makeup community is? Like, I understand, like, she came out with the line with Urban Decay, which made perfect sense to me. She had the eyeshadow palette that is her, yes, I call it natural, her natural eye look, where it's hardly any eyeshadow with the liner and the mascara, and then the bright, bold lip, the red lip. That made perfect sense to me. Like, for her selling a red lipstick with another brand and maybe making it permanent. Like, that makes sense to me. But like a whole line, do we need that? Is she making it for the people? I don't know. I thought that was a little weird. That's just me. I thought that was a little odd. I don't know if that was marketing though. I think that that was more just her talking in an interview. But yeah, Sturgeon says Gwen's statement was a little bizarre for sure. Yeah, I thought so too. It was a little weird. Yeah, Casey says if she really made it for people, she'd give it away for free. I know, right? And the price point's really high. Well, not high, but it's like Sephora brand prices. It's not like she's making drugstore stuff. But I mean, I feel like anybody has the right to create cosmetic products, honestly. Like, I know people really rag on different celebrities and influencers or whatever for coming out with their own lines or coming out with collaborations or whatever. It's like, let the people do what they want to do. Let's have free will. Let people do what they want to do, make what they want to make. And if you don't want to buy it, like we were saying earlier, you don't have to buy it. Like, just don't buy it. And that's okay too. Just buy the things you want. Yeah, Angie says the same thing. If it's for the people, then it should be priced way lower, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. As far as like the quality of the packaging, it doesn't look super fancy, but we'll have to see when it comes out. No, we don't need it. I know, but I think that I think her fans will really appreciate it. I really do. One thing that I saw as a criticism, which I totally agreed with, was that the eyeshadow palette very much looks like it's for people that look like Gwen. Like, it's very, very light. Like, it looks like it's really truly only going to show up on very light skin tones. Like, where maybe someone slightly deeper than me, it might show up, but really and truly, like, nobody darker than me is gonna be able to even see it on them, which is but I think they only showed one eyeshadow palette, and I think there's at least two. So maybe there's another one. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah, Ageless Beauty says, I don't understand why anyone would buy Give unless they are stans of Gwen. Yeah. And she does have a lot of fans. So, Yeah, Samantha says, I would buy if Pink did a collab. See, that's smart. Pink should. I mean, Halsey did it. Now Gwen's doing it. Like, come on, Pink can do it. I might buy a Pink line. I love her. Yeah. JK, really good point. Do we need more red lipstick? There isn't any already. I know. It's true. It's true. Leslie says that sounds a little grandiose, but that could just be my interpretation. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like, okay, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. This is something I was thinking about earlier. You know how when you're younger, how you feel like you know everything, right? At every age, you feel like you've learned so much and you know so much now that you didn't know before. I know things now, many valuable things that I hadn't known before. My oldest child would be cringing so hard right now. But because they're a singer, but yeah, I feel like as we get older, we know more things and we feel like we've learned so much that we just want to share all of those things. But then as we get even older, we realize that back 10 years ago, we didn't know as much, and it keeps happening. So I don't know if we as consumers are just smarter about marketing because of the internet and our access to information has increased, or if it's just a symptom of me now having been on this planet longer, that I just feel like I've had the opportunity to learn more. So I'm curious, especially if you're older than me, if you feel like the knowledge you've gained about marketing and about products, do you feel that it just took you time to learn all of those things? Or do we have an increased knowledge of marketing and brands and all of that because the internet just gives us more access and gives us more access to people with different ideas that expand our own minds. I would love to know your thoughts on that, because I was pondering that earlier and I wasn't sure what you all would think, because I do feel like I'm very much a victim of that way of thinking, that I think I've learned so much at my age, but then I look back and I'm like, 10 years ago, didn't know so much. No, not so much. Back to About Pink. Taylor says, I have so much respect for Pink and how she literally hangs from silks over a crowd while she's singing. I know, right? And you know all about that. You know how hard that is. It's incredible. Did you? Samantha bought Billie Eilish's perfume. Is it good? I actually liked the packaging. I thought the packaging was cute. Broadway with Jen. That's my favorite play of all time, is Into the Woods. Sydney says, like I said with Gwen, I just feel like this would have been more well received if she was at the top of her music game. Maybe because she's been around for a while. It's kind of like, wasn't like Madonna coming out with something for a while? Am I missing that? Am I saying that wrong? She did have a makeup line called Material Girl way long time ago. I got one of her lip glosses in a subscription box. She did it with her daughter. But I don't think that exists anymore. Am I saying that? I might be saying that wrong though. So back to my question, because there is a bit of a delay and then people have to think and type out their thoughts. So I wanted to know what you all thought about what I was asking a minute ago. Skincare Concierge says, it took me a lot of time to figure out the beauty skincare space. I'm 39 and I'm just starting this journey. Nice. Chris says, both. I feel age has helped me and then the internet has been a useful resource. So a combination of both. Robbie says, I feel like I was aware of marketing and gimmicks at a younger age. I don't feel like I know any more now versus then at 51 now and at 20 something then. Interesting. I feel like I'm more aware than I was even 10 years ago, and more conscious of it. Jenny says, yes, with the internet. I remember the Dewey Decimal System, LOL, to get all our info from the library. Yes, that was my life too. Yes, definitely. I tell my kids that all the time. They're, shut up, Mom, about the stupid Dewey Decimal System. Shut up about having to go to the library. Oh, yes. It is so nice though, isn't it? And I was thinking the other day, when I set up my alarm like half an hour before I actually have to get up. So I'll sit there on my phone and I'll listen to something, or I'll play a game, or I'll put, some show on or whatever. And like, isn't it magical that we carry little TVs in our pockets now? We carry these magical machines that we can connect with the entire world from our pocket. Like, we can watch movies from a thing we can hold in our hand. We can listen to music, any song we want. Right here. That's it. That's all we need. Like, can you imagine like the days when I had my 10 disc changer in the back of my freaking, what did I have then? Did I have my purple Cavalier then? I think I had my purple Cavalier with the sunroof that I thought I was so cool. When I had my 10 disc changer. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, like, you had to buy the CDs and then you had to hope that they didn't skip while you were driving. Because a lot of times it skipped. It's like, damn, I was really getting into that song and the song just like won't play. Like, these kids today don't know. And then it's like people are saying, well, I remember, all you had was the radio. There wasn't anything to put in, and you had to get your records and buy the records and play them at home. Like, if you wanted to listen to a specific song, you couldn't even put in an 8-track, There's always new technology. Technically, Tracy says, lifelong learning is important as is trying to remember that we never know everything. And I think that's so important to remember, is that we never know everything. Absolutely. Julia, the market is constantly evolving and trying to come up with new ways to market us. So I feel like we are constantly learning how to keep up with those tactics. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a really good point, Julia, that there's always new tactics. And I think as long as we, I think the impulse thing is really hard to control sometimes. When you see something, you're like, you know what? I don't need that, but I really want that. See if you do this. I do this all the time where I'll go to Sephora's website and I'll just load up my cart with all kinds of stuff that I'm interested in, but then I just won't buy anything. And I'll go back to it like a week or two later, and then I'll trim most of the things out. Sometimes a couple of products will survive, and then I'll go like I do that all the time. And most of the time I take most of the things out after just not looking at it for a day or two. That's just me though. I don't know how many other people do that. I'm sure some people do. Madonna had a perfume line a way back. I believe that. I believe that. Caitlin says, I think as I've gotten older, I've been more interested in listening to new perspectives. So maybe it's a mixture of both. That's a really good point too. Just being more open. And I think as we get older, we realize that that there are so many things we don't know. One brain can only hold so much information. And if you do have a lot of information on various topics, chances are your knowledge of those topics isn't very deep. I find that people tend to have very deep knowledge of a certain number of topics, and either they have very deep knowledge of just a couple of things, or they have a very shallow knowledge of lots of things. I feel like I have a shallow knowledge of lots of things and a deep knowledge of few, but I would imagine that's most people. This is a good point. Mariana says, I think it's also the fact that makeup expires and you can only have so many red lipsticks and brown eyeshadow, and the fact that it's okay if you miss a launch. There's 1,000 more launches coming up. And I think that, what I think of right away is how I used to collect the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. That was like a thing. And then they just started pumping them out and I was just like, I can't keep up. I'm done. But that was a thing for me for a while. And it's like, I think that a lot of us got caught up in the collection of it. We were so excited for the new launches because it wasn't, but I feel like before YouTube, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, especially if you're older than I am and were more conscious of the makeup space before 2012, which is when I came on the space. I feel like after 2014, that the number of makeup launches and the amount of marketing we were getting for makeup launches increased tremendously with the advent of YouTube and Instagram, and people constantly showing us these new releases and feeling like we needed to be collectors of makeup, which there's nothing wrong with, obviously. I mean, everybody gets to choose what they want to be collectors of, but I think some of us that became collectors ended up kind of looking and being like, oh crap. Like, I can't collect anymore. I have too much stuff. I don't have any space for this stuff anymore. Or I don't need any more stuff. And then getting overwhelmed and feeling almost like, if you've seen the movie Labyrinth, when Sarah is in the bedroom and there's the junk lady and she's like showing her all of her stuff and she's like, oh, look at your teddy bear, and oh, look at this music box and all this stuff, and she's handing Sarah all of the things, and Sarah looks at it and she goes, it's all junk. And she just realizes how trivial all of her possessions are in comparison with her love for her brother. She gets stuck in this world, and when she realizes that there's more important things than all of the stuff in her room, her books and her stuffed animals and things, she breaks free and she busts out of the ground where she has all of her belongings, and she was getting buried in her belongings, and she busts out of the ground and then continues her journey to find her brother. And I feel like that's a really good analogy. I feel like for some of us in the makeup space that have been collecting for a while, no matter when you started, is it can sometimes feel very overwhelming when you all of a sudden look around and say, oh my gosh, I have so much crap. Like, what the hell? Like, when did this happen? When did this go from being something that brought me joy to being something that brings me annoyance? So that's kind of where that brought me. I don't know. I think I went way far off. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. JK says, I'm more skeptical now at 55 than I was in my 20s or 30s. I have trouble believing anything or anyone now. And I think that is a really good point too, because we feel like we've been duped into buying stuff we don't need so many times at that point that like we're a little more aware, a little more conscious, a little less likely to fall for things. Fool me once and all of that. Braids and Beauty says, I think it's a bit of both, but more influence from the internet. I'm 25, and because I've been watching older people who have learned all that before me, I have all this knowledge earlier in life. That's wonderful that you were open to that at a young age. I feel like I was a little more stubborn at 25, where I wasn't necessarily as open. And I think that has to do with my rejection sensitive dysphoria that goes along with my ADHD. I think that I was I'm still very sensitive to being wrong. I don't like to be wrong because it's physically painful when I realize I've made a mistake. It's not the being wrong, it's more of realizing I made a mistake that could have been prevented. And it's feeling bad about not preventing that mistake. So I think that stopped me from being where you are, in that you always had an open mind, and listening and watching older people who've learned more, where I feel like that's a huge advantage that you have over me personally, where I feel like I was resistant to that for a while, probably until I was in my mid 30s. I was more resistant to learning, and I'm still trying to become more open as I get older. I feel like I'm the most open now than I've ever been in my life. So progress, one thing at a time. Yes, Mon says the best way to learn is through one's own experience. Absolutely. And unfortunately, I feel like now with how connected we are, I feel like, well, not unfortunately is not the right word, but I think that it's become so much more complex because we've realized that your own experience isn't enough. Just having your own experience, where that is the best way to learn, I totally agree with you, but it's not enough. We also have to be open to learning from the experiences of other people, because they may have lived things that we won't ever have the opportunity to experience, for better or for worse. So I totally agree with you, but I think that we as a society need to go a little deeper, and open up a little more to learning from other people too. But yes, I 100% agree. Shauna says, I had horrible skin as a teen, so I started researching ingredients and products and ignored marketing for the most part. I find it harder to ignore marketing now with so many platforms. Yeah, it really is hard. And especially like on TikTok, you don't know what's an ad. There's no way to know if it's an ad unless like it's like a sponsored ad. Like I'm talking about like, hold on, let me rewind, because they do have actual ads that it's very easy to know when it's an ad. But if it's just a regular creator that's being sponsored to do a post, you can't really tell. At least that I've seen from my experience on TikTok. And we're constantly being marketed to, constantly. And if I say something and Mrs. A hears me, then the next thing I know, it shows up all over my Google stuff. I feel like Alexa's always listening. Always listening to me. Is there one down here? I think there might be.
There is, but it's called something different.
Oh yeah, Little John named him something else. Named Alexa something different. That's nice. So she doesn't talk to me. Oh, Rita says my first car was a red Cavalier because said you could flip automatically. I thought it was badass. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah, mine was like a plum purple. I loved that car, and then I crashed it. It was my fault too. I was on my way to college and I crashed it. I was so upset. I freaking loved that car. And then I got a Mitsubishi Eclipse after that, and that car was awful. It was awful. It was really cute, but it was awful. Like you step on the gas pedal, like expecting to go, and it would just go. Like, I hate this car. I hate it so much. It was the worst car ever. It was real cute though. I loved the way it looked. I just couldn't. I hated the way it drove. Mary says Madonna and Two-Face was sold at the concerts, but the quality did not look good. Yes, I remember that now. Thank you for the reminder. I forgot about that. Yes. So Casey, you're agreeing with me from before. Girl, the makeup scene exploded at that time. We had to have it all. Yes, we did. And I feel like people on like in the YouTube space made it worse because we were all trying to collect it. Like we were all sitting here trying to collect it. So we encouraged people that watched us to collect it. And it was like, I definitely did that. And if I encourage you to buy something that you didn't need, I apologize to you. It's, it's like now I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have. But I mean, as a makeup reviewer, it's kind of was my job. But yeah, we were collecting. We were definitely collecting. Mary says, for sure, I got caught up in collecting and I had to take a step back early this year. I just had way more than I could ever use or store. And I think that's when it becomes a problem is when you have more than you can store and you're like, what the hell? Sarah says, now my rule when shopping is even if I think a product is beautiful, to ask myself, how much use will I realistically get out of this? Is this something that makes sense for you to own and use? That I love that. I love that. I'm going to put that in my back pocket. I love that. So we were talking about my sweater earlier. I had a similar experience to that. I ordered from Wannable because I did Stitch Fix and I really liked it and I wanted to try something else. So I'm trying on the stuff from Wannable. There was a really cute jacket. It was way too small. I couldn't keep it. But there was another jacket that was like a plaid jacket that was kind of big and you're supposed to wear like a plain shirt underneath it. And I knew this would look so cute on me if I just found the right shirt under it. But at the same time, I was like, am I realistically going to choose to wear this? It was too trendy. And I'd be too afraid to wear it wrong. And then get all the comments like, Jen, that looks just really stupid on you. I mean, I could wear it in my spare time, but I had to look at it and just be like, realistically, am I going to wear this? No, I'm not going to choose it. So I returned it. But I did keep the sweater. And I like it a lot. I think it's super cute. I like the stripes on it. Yeah, talking about Labyrinth with David Bowie. Oh, it's such a good movie. I want to watch it now. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Because tonight's like my night off. I try not to do any work on a Sunday night because it's like the only night I make that rule for myself, but sometimes I don't even keep that. Trying to scroll down a bit and see what we're talking about a little bit closer to current time. Yeah. Oh, nice. Mary says, yeah, my friend's teenager is the very lucky person getting my eyeshadow destashes in the mail today. Nice. And speaking of that, first 2 giveaway prizes have been mailed. The first person has gotten hers. The second person, it's supposed to be delivered on tomorrow, on Monday. And then the third winner is going to be chosen tomorrow. So if you didn't do the word game on Friday's Favorites and Fails Countdown, you still have time to do that before tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to do it tomorrow. So if you do want to enter that, then, you can still enter that. I'm doing giveaways on my Friday videos if you had missed that. And all the directions and everything are in the video description when there's a giveaway. But yeah, it's been really nice kind of getting rid of some of the cool stuff that I have that's just sitting because I just only have one face and it's been wonderful just like getting rid of some things. So, yeah. I still have lots of good stuff though to send out. Hi, Heather. Heather says, I see so many things that are super cute and I have to have them. And then I remember I have something similar already because I really have so much stuff. And I think, again, it comes down to what's going to bring you joy. Is it going to bring you joy to buy it or is it going to not because of different reasons? Maybe you don't have space for it. Maybe you don't have the money for it right now. Maybe, you do have something similar at home and you're like, wow, crap, did I buy this? So... But I do think as kind of wrapping up the whole marketing thing, I do feel like it is a responsibility of the individual consumer to decide what they want to buy and what they don't want to buy. And I agree. I forget the person, or I can imagine the picture in the circle, but I can't remember the name of the person earlier that was it Justin? Can't remember earlier that said about how, if somebody comes out with something and you don't like the marketing of it, or you don't like the celebrity behind it, there's no reason to go so incredibly hard on that person unless they're doing something that is unsafe or is a lie, and you know it's a lie. Like how we went in on Reflect because we knew that the blue light marketing wasn't backed in science, things like that, and letting consumers know that something may not be what it seems to be. And beyond that, just don't buy it if you don't want it. Let other people buy it. There may be other people that want to buy it. So I feel like there's so much negative in our world today, and there's so many things to be divided on and so many things to argue about. Like, do we really need to be arguing about whether, you know, the chick from Cobra Kai is launching a makeup line and should she be allowed to do that? It's like, let the girl live. Let the girl have her makeup line if she wants a makeup line. Let her fans buy it and enjoy it, you know? It's like, is it hurting anybody? No. Like, is it hurting the environment though? Maybe a little bit. That's a whole nother chat. All right, I should pop off here. Thank you all so much for being here. I feel like I didn't get a chance to read nearly as many comments, so I will be going back through and reading the comments on the replay. Thank you for being here. If you would like to hang out longer, What's Up in Makeup today was a really good show. It was kind of disturbing in different places. There's some gross stuff and some socially really bad things. So if you're not in the mood for that, just skip to the product report because top news is kind of but there are some happy things in there and some interesting things. But I don't want to ruin your mood. But it really was a good show if you're in the mood for that. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Mad love to you. And I will see you in a video. I did not advertise What's Up in Makeup very well. I can't help but be honest. All right. Anyway, I'm leaving. I'm going. All right. Mad love. Have a great week. I'll talk to you soon.